Hi, everyone. Welcome to your Self-Helpless Snack, where we give you a little taste of the podcast with a mini episode. I'm Delanie Fischer, and today I'm sharing a bite from a conversation I had a while ago with my friend Chris, who was my operations manager at the time. And we did a Q&A for my email list subscribers, answering their questions and discussing common missteps that people make when they start a business or when they're in the early stages of growth, and how to get out of those things and improve upon your offerings, marketing, systems, whatever it might be. And by the way, you can join my email list. It's completely free at delaniefischer.com. I like to share resources that support creatives, entrepreneurs, activists, multi-hyphenates, if you will. You can also just click the link in this episode's description and it'll take you to my site where you can join there. So this episode is directed at those of you who have been doing your business a little while. Maybe you've had a side hustle for a couple years, or maybe you're in transition from going part-time to full-time with your business, but you're nervous to take the next step or streamline things when it comes to what you offer. So we're focusing on a trap that many people get stuck in, which is having too many offerings and being scared of narrowing it down. So if you feel all over the place and burnt out, maybe you're constantly switching gears and delivering several different services or creating several different products, and you don't know how to get out of this cycle. You're just trying to keep all the balls in the air. Doesn't leave time for evaluating how you want to scale or, how you might want to make things more efficient. You feel like you have no breathing room. Before we get into a simple solution for this that you can consider, it's important to know why people do this to themselves in the first place. And by the way, I also overcomplicated this for myself in my first business and learned the hard way. So I hope my example can help you avoid this for yourself. But people offer too many things, usually for a couple main reasons. One is out of fear of missing out on business. They put this pressure on themselves to have an offer for everyone and everything, and it's impossible to cater to everyone. It's the quickest way to burnout, and it also confuses your clients and customers when you have too many offerings. It can lead to them experiencing decision fatigue on their part, not knowing what to buy from you, or if they should buy from you, not really knowing maybe what you're good at or what your specialty might be. It just makes things complicated and unclear all around for everyone. So FOMO is a big reason people do this. And here's a quick way to check if you might be stuck in the FOMO trap. Ask yourself questions like, if I were guaranteed to thrive in my business from just one of my offers instead of the many I have available right now, would I narrow stuff down? So if you were guaranteed to succeed with just one offer right now in this stage of your business, would you do it? Would you focus on that one thing, simplify, free up your time, and instead of being widespread across all these different offerings, what if you could go really deep and be very focused and see how far you could go with that one thing? The other reason we get stuck in this trap is just good old-fashioned social conditioning, baby. I mean, we live in a world where we are told that more is better, bigger is better. We're told not to really trust things that are fun or simple or easy when it comes to making money. And so you actually make your business harder and more complicated because you've been told that work needs to be a grind, tedious, grueling, long hours, whatever you have witnessed, whatever that belief is for yourself. And I know it sounds strange and maybe a little woo-woo that mindset could play such a big part in your business, but it is a massive component because what you believe in your head influences the actions you take in your business. So you might be creating whatever that belief is for yourself because you think running a business needs to be difficult, and therefore you are actually the one making it difficult. I've literally worked with well over 100 people in a one-to-one setting, working with them for several months at a time over the course of many years now. And this is one of the most common patterns I've seen. People feel bad and guilty when making money feels like it comes too easily for them in their business, even when what they do or what they make is really valuable to other people. And we as the buyers don't feel bad on the receiving end. So they put obstacles in their own way in order to make things harder so they feel like they actually earned the money. So you can start to question your beliefs when it comes to your offers. You can really just start by asking yourself questions like, if running my business was actually meant to be simple and fun instead of complicated and difficult, what might I change about my offerings? Would I narrow it down? Would I simplify a packaging process that I have? Would I only be on one social media app instead of 10? Whatever this might be. If it was supposed to be simple and fun, what might I do differently? Ultimately, this too many offerings phase of business happens because people don't think simple can work. They don't think one or a couple offers can carry a business. And of course, everybody has unique circumstances and offerings, and everybody needs personalization in their business. But here's one thing you can consider around this issue. Another thing that I've noticed, and I did this with myself too, is ignoring your best seller. You know what your best seller is, but yet you have all this other shit too that you have just in case, or that you just can't let go of, right? You know what people want from you. You know what you enjoy delivering, but you're not allowing yourself to make it that simple. Your time and energy is kind of spread when it could be hyper focused on this thing. So if you know that in your business, what is working, what would it look like if you expanded on that? Whether that's increasing the value of that thing or offering other options that relate to it. For example, let's say that you've been offering social media management, you've been offering copywriting, and you've been offering photography, and everybody keeps coming to you for your photography. That's what people are wanting from you. That's what they get excited about. That's what they ask you about. That's what you enjoy the most. What would it look like if you left the other two out for a while and just focused on photography? How deep could you go? How much value could you pack into that offer? Or what if you expanded and said, oh, I do boudoir sessions and I do weddings, where maybe before you were just doing boudoir or something. It allows you to go deep instead of keep things surfacey. You have to go through a lot of the drudgery to figure out what you like. You really can't avoid it. I know for myself, with my product-based business, it's something that I did as like a side hustle for 3 years before I launched it as a quote unquote real business. And I only had one offer for those 3 years. And that's what people were buying. It was the dick mug. Somebody turning their friend or family member or their favorite character or celebrity into a penis cartoon. That's all I had for 3 years. And then when I said, oh my gosh, I'm going to launch this as a real business, I complicated it. I added a bunch of offers that I had never included before, even though that's what people had been buying for 3 years. So it's like something happened in my brain where I'm like, wait a minute, let's change this up now, even though I know it's working. And of course, what ended up happening, I launched with things, it was too many things. And then I simplified and I scaled back to what I started with anyway, which was the dick mug. And then that allowed us, by simplifying to that one thing, it allowed me to think about, how do I want to scale this? This is not sustainable. Me painting mugs is not sustainable. What's next? And that led to digitizing the product, having cartoonists and stuff like that. But it's because I got myself down to that one thing again. If I had kept all the other things, my next step wouldn't have been scaling the business with a digital product at all. Yeah. It would have been having to keep all the balls in the air with all the different offers. So by limiting myself in a way, just to that one thing, it forced me to get really creative with how I was going to move forward. I didn't have the other distractions of the other stuff. It's easy to complicate shit, but it's crazy to know that like, oh, I had all this evidence and I did something different and went back to what I already knew anyway. Yeah. So chances are you might know. You might already know, but you're not convinced that going all into that thing is going to work. And that's what's probably holding you back. Stop ignoring the thing that's working and start pouring your energy into that thing and see what happens. Thank you for tuning into Self-Helpless. You can find our brand new merch, Patreon community, and other fun goodies at selfhelplesspodcast.com. We'd be thrilled if you left an Apple Podcast review, shared this episode with a friend, or post about it on Instagram and tag us at Self-Helpless Podcast so we could repost you and say hi. As an independently produced show, we sincerely appreciate your support. Thanks, everybody.